When will we get some war in Chief of War? Well, not this episode, but we do get a setup for a very interesting encounter. Let's talk about Chief of War episode 4. Hey everyone, it's David Stark from Watcher Pass, and I'm here to talk to you about Chief of War episode 4, City of Flowers, part 2. Part 2. It's the second episode of the City of Flowers. This one continues the two storylines with some major developments on both of them. My hot take is I think you should watch it. It is still a solid episode. It's a little bit shorter, but it has a lot of good setup for what should be a very interesting encounter going forward. It lays a lot of the groundwork. And also does have an explosive ending. I didn't love it as much as the first two episodes, but again, this feels like a setup episode. It feels like it's laying a lot of groundwork that will be paying dividends down the line. So I definitely think you should check it out. I think you should check out this series. It's been really good so far. We're 4 episodes in. There are 9 episodes total, so just under halfway. You can catch up pretty quickly and then be ready when the next episodes drop. So I think you should check it out. And all that being said, I'm going to tell you a little about the episode, a few things I like, a few things I didn't like, and then really quickly go into a recap. So as you can imagine, there will be spoilers in the recap section. If you don't know what happens in this episode, I would turn it off and get to the recap. Before that, though, I'll keep it vague. I'll keep it spoiler-free. Let you know get to the spoilers. So like I said, City of Flowers Part 2 continues the storyline from City of Flowers Part 1, where we have kind of a dual storyline. We've got everything happening in the Hawaiian Islands that kind of like build up there with what seems to be maybe the prophesied king Kamehameha gaining prominence. And then we have Kayani over in, I think, the Philippines, where he is working with these traders to try to make his way back to Hawaii. But it seems like some other people are interested in Hawaii that might not be good for them. So, things I liked about this episode. Still, I love the authenticity. It feels like you're in a different world. I love that it's mostly spoken in Hawaiian, although some English is working its way in there because you've got some characters who are learning English. Both Kaianis are learning English, and the Hawaiian people are learning English from the sailor that was left behind. So English is starting to pop up, but overall, it's predominantly in Hawaiian. You get some really great sets, you get some really great locales, you get some really interesting traditions that are fun to see. It feels very, very authentic. It feels like it transports you to this time. Second thing I still love the two storylines. I like that there are two separate storylines, kind of breaks it up a lot, and I like that they are like very different. Before the first episode, the second episode, you had multiple storylines. You got to see some beautiful areas in Hawaii, but they felt similar. Here, you've got two very different places, so it does help to kind of like break up the episode. Does help to kind of like keep it moving because you're seeing different things. The third thing I did love kind of like the setup. It feels like you are getting ready for something to happen. It feels like we are laying a lot of groundwork and setting up some very interesting conflicts down the line. And the last thing I love the ending. I thought the ending was fun. It was a kind of a big ending, an impactful ending. Definitely gave you like an exciting conclusion to this episode. So all that being said, things I didn't love. There really wasn't anything I didn't love about this episode. I mean, it's a little bit slower. Again, it is a setup episode, so there's not like a big satisfying like encounter or anything like that. But overall, I enjoyed it. I'm enjoying this series, so I definitely think you should check it out. And if you do see it, let me know what you think. Let me know what you liked and didn't like. I'd love to hear. I'm gonna really quickly go into a recap very quickly. So if you don't know what happens this episode, I would turn it off now because there will be spoilers. So, this episode starts in Hawaii. We have a messenger sprinting to go talk to the war chief. He gets there, he gets to the war chief, who is Kamehameha's wife's father. And when he gets there, he says that the Hawaiian chief is dead and his son is now the acting chief. So, what could go wrong? I'm sure everything will be fine when you've got a son and then a like potential chosen nephew, Kamehameha. I'm sure there'll be no problems there. Meanwhile, over in Oahu, we have Kelikili, the like mad king, the crazy king. He gets word of the death of the Hawaiian chief, and he says they're okay, they're now going to go conquer Hawaii. And someone speaks up and says, like, this doesn't feel like prophecy. This feels like you're just like erasing royal bloodlines. Okay, Keely says that they need to make one bloodline for all the kingdoms. That's the only way that they're going to get united. So it seems like maybe there are some cracks forming based on his brutality, but he still is ruling with kind of an iron fist. That person doesn't speak up after this, so some dissent, but not enough. Now, Over in Hawaii, Kayani's wife is waiting there. She is waiting for her husband, who has been gone for a year. She doesn't know that he's alive. All she knows is that he jumped into the ocean. But she is still waiting. She is still hoping. But it seems like she might not wait for long. One of his friends, someone named Namake, who we saw earlier, he is taking care of Kayani's wife and also maybe trying to take care of her. He seems like he is interested in her. Seems like he is trying to like help her move on. She is still grieving Kayani, but you can tell that maybe there is something there. Now, over in the Philippines, Kayani wakes up and he doesn't see Tony. Tony was the black sailor that like took him under his wing, helped to teach him English, helped to like navigate, it helped to like take him through the city. It's probably his only friend. It's at least it's probably his best friend on the ship, and Tony is not there. So Kayani goes and confronts the Hawaiian merchant lady. She's defensive. She won't tell him what happened, so he goes and looks for Tony. While he's going through the city, he hears a baby crying under this, in what appears to be like a cart. And so he pulls the sheet off, and there he sees a bunch of slaves. I guess Kaine had like never seen slaves before, which is kind of surprising, but maybe they didn't have that in Hawaii. So he is kind of like shocked by this, and when one of the slavers comes to like tell him to leave, he just beats him up and starts to strangle him. Now the guards come and stop him before he's able to kill the slaver, but they don't like this discontent, so they pursue Kayani and he has to run away and hide. Now, over in Hawaii, the new chief is being inaugurated, and it's King Keoa. It's the son of the previous chief, and they read the decree from his dad, and Keoa gets the political duties. So all the I don't know, leadership aspects, but the war responsibilities go to Kamehameha, which does not make Keoa happy. He wanted all of it. He didn't want to have this like split chiefdom. So what will happen? That seems short-sighted. You wouldn't like if the chief wanted Kamehameha to have everything, he should just give it to Kamehameha. He shouldn't have set this up and been like, oh, you two will be fine. You can coexist as dual chiefs. That's not going to work. Of course they're going to fight. It seems like maybe he was just too scared to give Kamehameha everything, so he tried to like split the baby, but I don't think they're going to split it. I think that they are going to probably split each other's heads open. And you can tell this because KO gets angry and challenges Kamehameha, who just walks away. And so then KO gets angry about this and starts punching himself in the face to show how strong he is and how powerful he is and how warlike he is. He punches himself in the face until he breaks a tooth off. And he pulls out that tooth and shows, I am powerful. And I'm like, dude, you don't have dentists. That tooth is going to get infected. What are you doing? Like, you're going to get infected and die. And then Kamehameha is just going to become the chief anyways. But we will see. I'm assuming that they are going to fight and that Kamehameha is going to become the chief because he kills Keoa. But I don't know. All we know is Keoa now has a bloody mouth. Now, over in the Philippines, Kainai is getting hunted by the guards. He is hiding out, and that merchant lady goes and talks to the captain. And the captain says he doesn't know where Kayani is, but he has to leave tonight. There's too much heat, and so they're leaving tonight either way. So that merchant lady goes back to her home to prepare for the voyage, and Kayani's there. He asks about Tony. She says he was sent to the slave trade, that she's found out that he was sent into the slave trade, and that he'll be over at the end of the city. Kayani goes and he goes to some warehouse where he starts looking for Tony. It's like a slave warehouse. He gets attacked by guards. He beats up the guards, starts freeing the slaves. The weirdest thing is while he's like before he goes there, he's like exploring this warehouse. And it's Jason Momoa. He's probably like 6'5", like probably a good like 280 pounds. I can't imagine that he would not be noticed, but he kind of sneaks into the warehouse. I'm like, how do you not notice this like towering man of a person? But he is able to sneak in. He starts looking for Tony. Eventually, he gets noticed by the guards. He has to beat up the guards. He starts freeing the slaves, and eventually he kills the guards, frees the hostages, but the warehouse is set on fire. He does find Tony and carries Tony out, but as they're leaving, they see Captain Murray, or they see Murray, the person that was going to sell out the Hawaiian Islands, the person that sold Tony into slavery and stole the map to Hawaii. They see Murray, but he runs away. So Murray is still alive. I bet he will be a thorn in their side in the future. But in any event, Kayani and Tony get to the canoe, get to the captain's canoe, who was waiting for them, hoping that they would be there before he left. They all get in the canoe, they row out to the ship, and everyone bounces from the Philippines. Now, back in Hawaii, Kamehameha takes the war totem, which is it was bestowed on him by the chief, and he takes it to a sacred spot where it sounds like he is starting to plan like what they're gonna do next. Um, Meanwhile, Kupuo and Namake, Kupuo is Kayani's wife, Namake is his friend. They have a serious talk. It seems like they like each other. They talk about mourning Kayani and how they need to be happy. But Kupo says she can only offer him a trinket and gives him a trinket. You're like, oh, like that. I mean, yeah, I guess she should wait for her husband, but like, not poor Namake. He's putting himself out there and getting nothing. Well, that only lasts for a certain amount of time because later, later that night, Kupo is waiting in Namake's cabin, and when he gets there, they hook up. So there will be some dramas, a lot of drama in the future. That is the end of this episode. And so, what questions do we have? Well, what will Kayani do? Because I don't think he's going to look too kindly to see his friend sleeping with his wife. I don't know. Maybe Hawaiian culture is different. Maybe this at this time that was more common. Maybe he'll understand. I don't think he will. I think he will probably get upset about this, but we will see. Who will be the prophecy king? Is it Kayani? Is it Kamehameha? I think it's Kamehameha. I think Kamehameha is going to be the prophecy king. Is it Kaikili? I don't think it's either. I think it's Kamehameha, but we'll see. We will see what happens. What will happen between Kamehameha and Keuo? I think they'll probably fight. I think that they are going to get into some sort of fight, some sort of like ritual of strength or something where Kamehameha is going to kill Keuo. So, and what's gonna happen to Murray? What's gonna happen to the people that wanted to like take over the trade route in Hawaii, take over Hawaii, and kind of like bend it to their will? We will see. Hopefully, Kamehameha and Kayani are going to unite the islands before that happens so they can then fight back and defend their home. But that is all a question for the future. That is Chief of War episode 4. Like I said, definitely check it out. It is a very good series so far. I've really liked the authenticity. I've liked the episodes. I've liked all the characters. And I'm starting to kind of, you know, kind of get the names. I probably mispronounced a bunch of them, but I tried. And I'm starting to kind of like recognize the storyline. So it is getting easier to watch. Definitely check it out. Definitely jump on this train because I think it'll be a very good series. And there's only 9 episodes. We're 4 episodes in, a little under halfway. You can catch up quickly and then jump on ride the wave, ride the Hawaiian wave. But if you check it out, let me know what you think. Let me know what you liked and didn't like. I'd love to hear it. And thanks so much for watching. If you like this review, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. Thank you.